Hold on both hands, don't let go. Don't lean too far back or too far in. And don't get fancy, you might hurt yourself or someone else. Sun up overhead is spinning, all the trees and sidewalks turning round, and those familiar faces smiling and then disappearing. Loneliness in love propels you. All the world is moving very fast, and everybody tells you, find one thing that's stationary. Dizzy, dizzy palms are sweating, all the blood is rushing to your head, and you begin to wonder if you've had a bit too much. Still you can't resist the ride. You've loved it since you were a child in school, and you were looking for that something sure and steady out there. Loneliness in love propels you. All the world is moving very fast, and everybody tells you, find one thing that's stationary. And baby, is that you? I want it to be you, but you keep moving too. You keep moving too. And nothing does stand still, and nothing ever will, at least until the world stops turning altogether. La 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 la. Don't lean too far back. Don't lean too far back or too far in, and don't get fancy, you might lose yourself in someone else. Everywhere the signs are posted, and they say you play at your own risk, but break your heart or something, you'll be back again tomorrow. Loneliness in love propels you. All the world is moving very fast, and everybody tells you, find one thing that's stationary. Loneliness in love propels you. All the world is moving very fast, and everybody tells you, find one thing that's stationary. Stationary with an A, station A-R-Y, not station E-R-Y, stationary. Stationary as in things that are not moving, things that stay in the same place, like, I love you, don't change too much, or something like that. Hey everybody, it's Sunday night, and again, it's time for Susie on Sunday, Susie on Sunday, Susie on Sundays. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Tonight is the, 17th in the series of shows that has become Susie on Sundays. And 17th show since the big national lockdown began in March. And I hope this show is keeping you entertained through this strange year. A special shout out to all our friends watching on Facebook tonight and on YouTube. And I am thinking myself, especially of the folks in Arizona and Texas and Florida. I am thinking of you, and I'm sure that many of us in the North are hoping that you do not have to go through so much of what we already saw up here, up north. I'm in Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty. More on that later. But tonight, songs from New Nonfiction, a recording I made in 2001. Made it in Nashville, produced by Canadian guitar star Colin Linden. And some of you know Colin Linden from Blackie and the Rodeo Kings and all of his activities north of the border in Canada. He lives in Nashville full-time, and he made a terrific record, a rockin' record. That was probably more punchy in its production than a lot of other records that I've made. And I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a little more edgy. And that edginess shows up real good on the songs that rock. And here's one of the songs with a bit more edge to it. And as I switch over from the Collings to the Martin, because of alternate tunings. Alternate tunings, why did I ever get involved in that? Oh, Lord. Yeah, alternate tunings. So that one was in standard, but this one is in C, G, D, G, C, G, D, G, B, D. Right, so it's an open G for guitar players out there. It's an open G with capo on it. Open G, so it's an open B flat with an E flat on the bottom. Seemed fun at the time, now it's just a pain. And la 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 la. God forbid you ever mention that you're looking for love. I mention it to anyone, and you'll be getting more advice than you could ever dream of. Cheap advice, ain't it fun? Hey, let everybody have their say, and at the end of the day, all you really get's another shade of gray, and everybody's gonna tell you exactly what you ought to do. If you're thinking about a family, have a baby, don't have any, really gotta have two. If you wanna live happily, hey, let everybody have their say, and at the end of the day, all you really get's another shade of gray. Time just ticks away with the whole world holding sway, while the sun goes down on one more 24 hours and everybody yipping yapping in the interview chair, hawking their philosophy. Be a Christian, be a Buddhist, be a billionaire. I'll be like me, can't you see? Hey, let everybody have their say, and at the end of the day, all you really get's another shade of gray. So get up and walk away, walk away. So don't tell me the answers, I'd rather learn them for myself. Don't sell me your answers. Put your book back on the shelf with the new nonfiction, and everybody's making weather in your overworked brain, drizzling on your picnic. Just take a step in one direction and you're out of the rain, and your road's yellow brick, and hey, you're off to see the wizard. Hey, let everybody have their say, and at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, all you'll ever get's another shade gray. La 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 la. All you'll ever get's another shade of gray. So get up and walk away. Make your own mind up and walk away. Shade of gray? That guitar style is kind of... Is that kind of... Is that kind of Ani DeFranco kind of flailing? I mean, her flailing is a little more... Right, a little faster. Oh, we'll get to that later. Yeah, there'll be some flailing later in the guitar flailing. Though Ani DeFranco's guitar flailing, I wouldn't even call it flailing. That stuff is high-level stuff. That ain't flailing. I flail. Shade of Gray from New Nonfiction, the record called New Nonfiction because of that line. Put your book of advice back on the shelf with the New Nonfiction. Sending that song out with love to Amy Whipple in Pittsburgh. Here's another song from New Nonfiction. Amazing how that works. With a change of guitars because of alternate tunings. Why did I get into that? Why did I get into that? I think I know this one. Oh, my famous heartache, you are at my door. Half a year it's been over. Here you come hoping for more. More of that beautiful tension. More of that sweet release. Well, together we did make a lovely and true masterpiece. But given time, we all move on. Grieve a while, then let go. Let the new light come shining in. Let the new colors show. 'Cause we can't go back to someplace we've already been. That's why I know, my darling, we can't paint that blue guitar again. Maybe we're still feeling lonely. Maybe we're still feeling sad. But we gave each other everything that we had. May well have been the best loving I've ever known. But the secret to getting it right is to know when to leave it alone. And given time, we all move on. Grieve a while, then let go. Let the new light come shining in. Let the new colors show. 'Cause we can't go back to someplace we've already been. That's why I know, my darling, we can't paint that blue guitar again. 'Cause we can't go back to someplace we've already been. That's why I know, my darling, we can't paint that blue guitar again. guitar. The third song on New Nonfiction. And inspired by a painting at the Art Institute of Chicago. Old Man with Guitar, painting by some dude named Picasso. I don't know. Next song inspired by a little yellow house I lived in Ardmore, Pennsylvania. Ardmore just outside of Philadelphia. The Cradle of Liberty. Yeah. I hope you have had a very pleasant 4th of July. Song number 4. With a color in it also. Yep. This little yellow house has too many rooms. This little yellow house has too many rooms, too many rooms, too many rooms. This little yellow house has too many rooms, and I sit all alone and cry. I had me a good man, Lord, I let him go. He went back to St. Paul and I let him go. I had me a good man, Lord, I let him go. And I sit all alone and cry. And my sister's baby boys learn to say my name, learn to say my name, learn to say my name. My sister's baby boys learn to say my name, and I sit all alone and cry. And the sands in the hourglass gather down below, gather below, they gather below. The sands in the hourglass gather down below, and I sit all alone and cry. In this little yellow house with too many rooms, too many rooms, too many rooms. This little yellow house has too many rooms, and I sit all alone and cry. Yes, I sit all alone and cry. I think that song's about a biological clock. Sing it. Biological clock, biological clock. I think that song's about a biological clock. That's what I think that song is about. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The Yellow House. Mm-hmm. This album dates from 2001. And 2001, what was going on in 2001? I was single and getting less single and coming to terms with that. And that's all worked out well and good. But if I hadn't known it was all going to work out well and good, well, I might not have written this album. So, you know, upset, turbulence can create good things. Here's a song also from, amazingly, New Nonfiction. Yes, I've seen you here before, standing just inside the door, 'cause you'd never want to take up any room, and everybody's slow dancing in the hall, but you just hold tight to the wall, 'cause a little pleasure that would be too much to presume. Yes, and that's the way it's been, and you'd love to join on in, You join in, but you just don't think you should. Well, now come on along with me. Let me help you see that, baby, it's okay to feel good. 'Cause you're the kind to stand out in the rain, never tap on a window pane, 'cause you wouldn't want to trouble anyone. And when they call your name for the parade, you always step back in the shade, 'cause you wouldn't want to inconvenience the sun. No, you never ask for much, but you miss that tender touch. And reach out, yes, you'd reach out if you could. Well, now come on, take my hand. Let me help you understand. Baby, it's okay to feel good. Baby, it's okay. Let down your guard. Life's too long. Life's too hard. Baby, it's okay to enjoy yourself, to lean your head on someone else's shoulder for a while. And all you have to say is yes to a little tenderness, and your heart and soul are just wishing that you would. 'Cause the night's still plenty young, and it's okay to need someone. Baby, it's okay to feel good. Baby, it's okay to feel good. It is okay to feel good. It's real good to feel good. It's a good thing. What's the Mary Oliver quote, the poet? She says, "You do not have to crawl a mile on your knees," or something. You do not have to. You can just be happy, or something. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope you are feeling good tonight, and that you and yours are feeling good tonight amidst the great strangeness of 2020. And I hope you are staying safe. I would like to thank Susie T for my wonderful, and I suspect unique, 4-H face mask, 4-H themed face mask right here. That I think is just awesome, right? Isn't that awesome? Look, I'm going to come up close to the camera. Hold on. Then you're going to get to see. See that? 4-H. Just all my fellow 4-Hers out there. Right? I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, my health to better living for my club, my community, and my country, and my world. 4-H. All right, 4-H. To all of my egg-loving friends and family. Thank you again for that unique 4-H face mask. Susie T, who may be tuning in this evening on the comments. Patty, my manager, the great Patty Romanoff, has asked me to mention a service that I'm working with now called Topeka. And it's really cool. I just did the first one the other night. It was awesome. And it's a service where we do, artists do mini concerts and songwriting lessons and guitar lessons with folks who want a little one-on-one time to learn something or to have a special presentation just for you, personalized for you. So it's called Topeka. I think it's called Topeka.live. Am I right, Kel? I think so. Kelly Lynn Nutt, my digital coordinator out west. And yeah, Topeka.live. That's it. And there are so many artists on this thing who are like super legends. And, you can get a guitar lesson from G.E. Smith, the guy that was on Saturday Night Live, the band. The guy who was playing the Les Paul out front. Just awesome. And hope that there's something of those offerings that interest you. I'm pleased to do it. They run a really good, I got to tell you, they run a really good ship. They are pros. And it was a delight to do it. So Topeka.live, something to add into your, maybe something different to try in 2020. And I'm going to take a moment and thank a few people for joining the show. I saw the Kelly Wallen, I think, maybe of the Wallen family, who has been so kind to support all of my odd endeavors. Oh, yeah, there she is. Susie Muller-Teal. Thank you, Susie, again for the mask. Bonnie Golden. Yeah, Bonnie Golden. Thank you. Bonnie Golden last week gave us lyrics to, what was it? Something. Shot Tower, I think was the lost song. Which leads me to upcoming shows next week, duets with Seth Gleer, Vanita Gale, and some of the folks you saw earlier in the Susie on Sundays. And then July 19th, all requests. I'll play whatever you put up in the comments. All requests, doesn't matter. You say it, I'll try to play it if I know it at all. And get as many in as I can in an hour. And then July 26th, I am thrilled to have as my guest Jonathan Brooke. How great is that? Jonathan Brooke of The Story. Some of you may know her from her music with The Story. And she's a tremendous composer and songwriter and singer and musician. This song goes out to my friend Diana, the one and only Diana Martyr, who said around the year 2001, she said, I'm going to meet somebody new and I'll tell you how I'm going to do it. I said, okay. She said, I'm going to put a personal ad in the paper, and the ad is going to include all of the good things I want in a lover, and also list all the bad things I don't want. And so if the personal ad is specific enough, it'll target right in on the right guy. And I thought, that seems smart. Efficiency is the hard part. Efficiency of words when you got to pay by the word. In the old days. Love you, Diana. Here we go. I'm making my list, checking it twice. Looking for a lover who is naughty and nice. Looking for an innocent with schoolboy charm. Looking for a kinky little French gendarme. Looking for a felon with a tattooed arm and a leather glove. And I want all of the above, yeah. All of the above, that's right. All of the above and all of this too. Want me, a nature boy paddling a canoe, a Wall Street wizard in a pinstriped vest, a doughy-eyed Bowie in a little black dress. I once settled for so much less. What was I thinking of? Now I want all of the above. All of the above, that's right. All of the above is what I need. All of the aforementioned, yes indeed. Feeling pretty lonely and I must concede that I need some love. And I want all of the above. All of the above. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I want all of the above, but none of the below. None of what's to follow now. No, no, no. An old man getting by on schoolboy charm. A dirty and perverted little French gendarme. A felon with a fully loaded firearm headed to Mexico. I want none of the below now. No, 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 none of the below, none of these please. Nature boy kissing all the Christmas trees. A Wall Street wizard in a junk bond mess. A doughy-eyed Bowie wearing my black dress. I'm never gonna meet with any real success in that scenario. I want none of the below now. None of the with another kind. That was really what I had in mind. True, loving baby's hard to find, but I know that I want another below. And hey, everybody looking for a Tom Terrific. Hey, North Atlantic to the South Pacific. Hey, I've done my study and it's scientific, and the numbers show. Take none of the below and get all of the above. Hey, all of the above and none of the below. Line up all my candidates in one long row. Line up all my candidates if anybody comes. So far it's just me twiddling my thumbs. So far it's just me living off crumbs. And I want some love. And I want all of the above. All of the above, that's right. All of the above. All of the above, yeah. Everybody looking for Tom Terrific. Or Tina Terrific, as it turns out. Oh, yeah. Everybody's talking at me. I can't hear a word they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind. People stop and stare, but I can't see their faces. Only the shadows of their eyes. I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Banking off of the northeast wind, sailing on summer breeze, skipping over the ocean like a stone. Keep shining through the pouring rain, going where the weather suits my clothes, banking off of the northeast wind, sailing on summer breeze, a stone. 'Cause everybody's talking at me. 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 Yeah. Harry Nilsson song, right? Or was it a Fred Neil song? I know we're going to have help from tonight's viewers. I know some of you know, I think it was a Fred Neil song as recorded by Harry Nilsson that made that song famous. Am I wrong? I'm going to talk for a minute and let the comments catch up, but I think so. I think it was a Fred Neil song, and I think some of you saw Fred Neil. I never saw Fred Neil. I never saw Harry Nilsson either, but Harry Nilsson, quite an interesting songwriter and talented dude. And so that take on it, another question, what do you make of that interpretation of that song? Because I kind of took a risk with it, and I got, singed by a few critics who really didn't like that approach to it. They really didn't care for it. I took a chance on a different read on it, and I'd really like to know, what did you think of it? Did you not care for it? It's okay to not like it. But I'll tell you what I was going after, and we'll see if I hit it or not. What I was aiming for was I wanted to get to these lyrics that were a little bit darker in here. Everybody's talking at me. I can't hear a word they're saying. The original was so sunny. Everybody's talking at me. I can't hear a word they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind. That is not, to me, positive. Right? Only the echoes of my mind. I can't hear a word. I'm only hearing the echoes of my mind. People stop and stare. But I can't see their faces, only the shadows of their eyes. Okay, people are staring at this character. Why are you staring at someone? People stop and stare. I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. There's pouring rain. Right? Going where the weather suits my clothes. It seemed to me like there was something in here, and so I went for it. With this character who maybe isn't all sunny about everything. Let's see what folks had to say. You got it. Meanwhile, as I wait for the comments to load up, yes, the two guitars. I'm getting questions about the two guitars, right? Yeah, the original was too sunny. Yes, right? Bootleg Music Cafe and Tiki Lounge. Hi, Bootleg Music Cafe and Tiki Lounge. Where are you? Any Tiki Lounge is appealing. It was a lonely, yes, Patty Pete's How it was a lonely song, wasn't it? Yeah. I wonder what was in there. So that was my take on it. Diana Martyr prefers my version. Well, thank you, Diana. I prefer you preferring my version. Thank Betsy. Thank you. I love the arrangement. Oh, thank you. You are welcome to borrow my arrangement for your upcoming Facebook Live. Whoever that comment just came in. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to see who. But thank you for your comments. And thanks for tuning in every week. Or any week. I mean, any week you tune in is good with me. I'm amazed. That you'd find this more interesting than like 60 Minutes. Isn't 60 Minutes happening right now? Maybe there are reruns in the summer, 60 Minutes. But I had questions about the two guitars I'm playing. So I'll tell you why I'm playing two guitars. Here's the short story. You can play one guitar all night if you like. So this is a Collings. This is made in Austin, Texas. And I've always wanted to go see the Collings factory. I'll get it done one of these years. But this is a Collings, and made by, there's a guy named Bill Collings, quite famous. He passed away recently, and he made these guitars, and he didn't make a million of them, and he made them real good. They're kind of like They look kind of like Martins in their styling and coloring, but there's something about the bracing that is really resonant, and you can look up online what those special qualities are, or you can just play one at a guitar store near you once they open up again, which maybe they open up. We all have to use hand sanitizer, right, at a guitar shop between players. So that's the Collings, and it is in, for the most part, standard tuning, which guitar players will recognize these chords going by. D, C, G. So this is a Collings, and I'm playing it in standard tuning tonight. E, E minor, C, D, G. And then comes this one. This guitar is a Martin Performance series, I think. They go for about $1,500 or so, and they come with a pickup right in them. And I have found this a perfectly good guitar to go on the road with. It is sturdy. It has the electronics built right in. If you see these black buttons here, I wonder if you can see those right there. So the black buttons are a tuner, and the tuner has an on-off switch. So you can mute yourself with the guitar. You don't have to carry a tuner around. For those of you who are used to putting a tuner on your headstock, like this little gripper, right? That's a tuner. But if you have a tuner built right in, let's see if I can show you how this works. You see the light? Come on. Yeah, there it is. Okay, you can see the light. So I can tune the string. It tells me that's an E flat, I think. Or what is that? Yeah. So it's an E flat. And it tells me if I'm sharp or flat. And it saves you a lot of time, is that you can do it right here. You don't have to stomp on a tuner on the floor or go up here. You can just reach right up here with your hand. Boom, boom, boom. And I find this guitar, it's a jumbo. Jumbo is a style of guitar that's a little bigger, so it has more bottom end, and you can hear that in this guitar, I think. Big boy. And if you have more questions about guitars, you are welcome to ask them in the comments. I could talk about guitar all night. And talked about guitar some during the David Wilcox show. That was great fun. And I think we'll be talking guitar with Jonathan Brooke. Boy, she plays some interesting things, doesn't she? Oh, yeah. A song written when I was single and, trying to figure it all out. A song from New Nonfiction. Misery. Misery sings at the Hilton, steps into the purple spotlight, leans into the microphone. Misery sways his hips and smooths his hair back, winks at you and gets you thinking he's handsome from a certain angle. Happiness slips in and takes a seat at a table in the corner and watches you with real concern for you. Happiness walks up and taps your shoulder and says, "Call me when you want to come back home." Misery woos you when his show is over, buys you drinks and keeps you laughing while he's looking down your shirt. Misery says, "I believe in destiny," says, Destiny brought us together, says, who's that asshole in the corner? Happiness doodles on a cocktail napkin and waits for you to figure out that you should really lose this loser. Happiness smiles a sympathetic smile that says, call me when you wanna come back home. Misery says, oh, I know life can be too hard to bear sometimes. Baby, yeah, baby, yeah. Misery says, so why don't we go get a room upstairs? 'Cause I never disappoint. Misery says, hey baby, where you going? I thought we had an understanding. You shouldn't really lead me on like that. Misery says, well, lady, I know your type. You'll settle down with someone boring, and then you will come looking for me. And happiness says misery, leave her alone. 'Cause I know you get your share of girls, but I prefer a full-grown woman. Happiness says, honey, you know the number. Call me when you wanna come back home. Call me when you're ready to come back home to me. Call me when you wanna come back home. Misery and Happiness from 2001, new nonfiction. La 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 la. If I had only known. Happiness wins, happiness wins, happiness so wins. Yes, it does. And the next song from new nonfiction is, oh yeah, it's that one. And I will perform that for you now. In the tradition of online streaming programs, I'll go from one song to the next. I will admit, as a songwriter, I was happy when happiness was doodling on a cocktail napkin. I was happy when lines showed up that had some spark to them. Oh, and the story behind the song. You want to know the story behind the song? Okay. Misery and Happiness quotes a character who said something like, do you believe in destiny? To me. A character is a person. A semi-famous person said this to me in an elevator. Said, do you believe in destiny? Yes, he was hitting on me. Okay. And I said, I don't know. And he said, have you ever seen that French movie where the man says to the woman, I can see our clothes lying naked together on the floor? And I said, I haven't seen that movie. And the elevator doors opened mercifully at that moment, and I left the elevator. Jane knows more about that story, and she will not be telling us. Right, Jane? Okay. Tour manager Jane Paul. In the comments. Well, I come from the rural Midwest. It's the land I love more than all the rest. It's the place I know and understand, like a false front building, like the back of my hand. And the men I knew when I was coming up were sober as coffee in a styrofoam cup. There were Earls and Rays, Harlans and Roys. They were full-grown men. They were barbed wire boys. They raised grain and cattle on the treeless fields, sat at the head of the table and prayed before meals, prayed in Our Father, and that was enough. You pray more than that, and you couldn't stay tough. Tough as the busted thumbnails on their weathered hands. They worked the gold plate off their wedding bands, and they never complained. No, they never made noise, and they never left home. These barbed wire boys, 'cause their wildest dreams were all fenced in by the weight of family, by the feeling of sin that'll prick your skin at the slightest touch if you reach too far, if you feel too much. So their deepest hopes never were expressed, just beating like birds' wings in the cage of their chest. All the restless longings, all the secret joys that never were set free in the barbed wire boys. And now one by one they're departing this earth, and it's clear to me now exactly what they're worth. Oh, they were just like Atlas holding up the sky. You never heard them speak, you never saw him cry, but where do the tears go that you never shed? Where do the words go that you never said? Well, there's a blink of the eye, there's a catch in the voice. That is the unsung song of the barbed wire boys. Barbed Wire Boys, which on New Nonfiction, for some reason, I don't know if I understood what that song was at the time. It was up-tempo, right? Dreams were all fenced in by the weight of family, by the feeling of sin your skin. If you prefer the up-tempo version, I'd be interested to know that in the comments. But over time, I began to think maybe it's a slower song. Maybe there's a little more storytelling in there that gets lost in the speed of things. So that's Barbed Wire Boys. That's Barbed Wire Boys as a ballad. There were 3 more songs on the new nonfiction record. You look down, playing guitar. Kelly says, Kelly Lynott, wonderful digital coordinator, says, look at the camera. Sorry. Okay, I will look at the camera. Thank you, Kel. Kel, are you doing any shows this week? If you are, let the folks know. Kelly Lynott, singer-songwriter and wonderful Minnesota mensch. Yep. All right. Next song on new nonfiction. How you holding up out there? Doing okay? Want to hear it again? Don't want style, don't want speed. I want size, size is what I need. I don't need handling or a fancy name. Just want a humongous mother of a frame. I want a leather power seat. Want you to move when I come down the street. I want a big, big car. Yeah! Woo! 'Cause size is righteous, size is good. Piece of steel, size of Utah for the hood. Gigantic windows, gigantic doors. Square corners, so I win all the wars. Ain't like the Bible, ain't that a crime? But you know Goliath takes them every time. I want a big, big car. Yeah! So you can keep your stupid SUV. Give me a big old ugly LTD. A Lincoln Town Car or a Grand Marquis. And I'm a woman driving destiny around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause size is righteous, size is good. Oops, one more time. Here we go. Because almighty is how it feels. Driving a one-story building on wheels. I feel passion, I feel romance. I feel like Patton rolling over France. So tell me, mister, tell me what you got. I want the biggest lemon on the lot. I want a big, big car. I want a big car. Hey, yeah. I want a big One more time. Yeah. Big car. From new nonfiction. Large car. Large car. Chevy Bel Air. Oh, yeah. Chevy Bel Air. Chevy Bel Air from American in Havana, another car song. Using the tuner option. There it is. Now you know what that is. Just right now, just right. You can tune your own boob. My boob is currently tuned to a B. B for boob. Two more songs on new nonfiction. Thank you very kindly for tuning in. Oops, it's down here. Ha! After a visit to the Field Museum in Chicago was a traveling exhibit on an ancient queen of Egypt. This song called Nefertiti's Dream. Time can bring on 7 years of rain, wash the rushes from the plains, but it can't touch us. And time can turn a mighty river's course, break its will and bend it north, but it can't touch us. So let the forces of nature pull, let the seas rise, fill the deserts full. There's just one thing immovable in this world. In this world, just one thing stronger than time can run its fingers through our hair, paint us white and silver there, but it can't touch us. And time could steal the light from out our eyes, but something shining still survives. Could it? 'Cause it can't touch us. They'll lay us down in the warm, soft earth, 1,000 rounds of death and birth. One day they'll uncover what we're worth, and they'll see the truth of it. The kingdoms come and the kingdoms go, lost cities in the sands below. One day they'll all learn what we both know. Only love can live forever after. One thing stronger than time can take this moment, make it end, win the game of make pretend, but it can't touch us. Nefertiti's Dream from New Nonfiction. That is kind of a... Right? That's like the Ani DeFranco, Michael Hedges, like... Gang, 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 gang. I mean, I can do it, but, you know, there's world class. And there's, you know, me flailing along. And this is a red pick right here, given to me by Vanita Gale, who'll be one of my guests on Duets Night next Sunday. And I'm so excited about that and excited about doing those duets. And here is a song that I wasn't sure I was going to put on New Nonfiction. But my manager, Larry Goldfarb, the legendary Larry Goldfarb of Philadelphia, said, Suze, you got to put that on there. Suze, you got to put that on there. And so that song, this last song, was snuck on there. And it was a recording I made. On a little DAT machine. Do some of you remember a DAT machine, a little digital audio recorder, little black tiny machine, and it made these tiny, tiny tapes that were of extremely high resolution. And so this song I recorded in my office in Chicago on Lakeshore Drive and Belmont, at the intersection of Lakeshore Drive and Belmont, and I could see the lake. And the story behind the song is that my friend Faye Kahn passed away from breast cancer, and I didn't know what to say or do after that news. And she was wonderful, as many of you in Philadelphia knew her, who knew her know. She was a dancer and an actor and an activist and just a force of nature, and she was my piano tuner. And she tuned my piano in Ardmore for all those years. And she was also in a breast cancer support group. And you can imagine why I was in a breast cancer support group. There's a whole nother story for another time. But Faye passed away, and I could not figure out what to say or feel. And in musical theater, they say the character sings when they don't know how to speak anymore. And so this song came about because I couldn't figure out what to say. And this is what I wrote, and I think it's what Faye wanted to say. So here's the last song from New Nonfiction. May I suggest to you, may I suggest this is the best part of your life. May I suggest this time is blessed for you, this time is blessed and shining almost blinding bright. Just turn your head and you'll begin to see the thousand reasons that were just beyond your sight. The reasons why I'd suggest to you, why I'd suggest this is the best part of your life. There is a world that's been addressed to you, intended only for your eyes. It's a secret world, like a treasure chest to you, of private scenes and brilliant dreams that mesmerize. A tender lover's smile tiny baby's hands, the million stars that fill the turning sky at night. And I suggest, yes, I suggest to you, I suggest this is the best part of your life. There is a hope that's been expressed in you. It's the hope of 7 generations, maybe more. And this is the faith that they invest in you. It's that you'll do one better than was done before. And inside you know, inside you understand, inside you know what's yours to finally set right. And I suggest to you, I suggest this is the best part of your life. This is a song, comes from the west to you, comes from the west, comes from the slowly setting sun. This is a song with a request of you to see how very short these endless days will run. And when they're gone and when the dark descends, oh, we'd give anything for one more hour of light. And I suggest this is the best part of your life. May I suggest from New Nonfiction, the last tune on the project snuck on there. And I think that's the message for tonight. May this be a beautiful moment in your life, and maybe reasons you forgot about until just now. I had a beautiful day today. I got to go swimming with some friends, and I got to see some babies from a distance last night, and it was pretty terrific. And happy 4th of July, everybody. Thanks very much for tuning in. See you next week for duets with Seth Glear and Vanita Gale. And looking forward to it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And have a great week. Stay safe. Be well. And, yeah, stay safe.